As a woman, I do think there is an expectation for my body to look a certain way and for me to achieve this through dieting. I think that the beauty and the body standards in place today are intrinsic to diet culture, and women are constantly being pressured into looking a certain way just so that they can feel good about themselves or be accepted by others, or in some extreme cases, to just succeed and not be discriminated against.
Sexual desirability, I feel like women are just held to like a higher standard to look more attractive all around. Like, I don't think men are ever held to in the same regard. To look smart, you have to be pretty. To be trustworthy, you have to be attractive. But in the same token, still they're not gonna believe you, care, whatever, unless you're sexually desirable. So dismantle the patriarchy.
And that's on that. Okay, Miss Lily, do you believe sexual desirability is always expected of you as a woman? Why or why not?
Yeah, I do, especially as like an Asian woman, because where I'm from and where I grew up, like what you look like is the first thing that people notice about you, and often like people don't they don't take you very seriously if you're not like pretty. So when I was recently back in China, like I felt kind of weird because I don't usually wear makeup every day in America, but in China it's like expected of you. Like you wake up at 7 in the morning and the first thing you have to do is put on makeup like before you even leave your house, or else like your family members are gonna be like, oh, why do you look like that? Like I can't even make this up.
Hawa, have you ever
Yes.
felt your size gives you an advantage or disadvantage?
I most definitely have, only because a lot of the times people assume just by looking at you that when you are of a thinner stature, you are more so perceived to be healthier, more attractive, which I don't necessarily abide by. You know, I think beauty and size are not mutually exclusive. So I think that's a very stupid notion, but it's very ingrained into our contemporary society. I mean, I definitely understand that there is thin privilege, and it does exist. And for me to act as though it doesn't exist would be very ignorant, because there are people who keep up a very healthy lifestyle, they exercise regularly, they eat really well. I know so many people who have bigger frames than I do, and they have way healthier lifestyles than I do. But like, you know, a lot of the times, a lot of ignorant people wouldn't be able to tell. They would just assume because they're bigger, they indulge in like, you know, a lot of unhealthy practices. So, I mean, I guess, I'm sorry, my answer's kind of like all over the place.
No, you're fine. That was
But
perfect.
yeah, I don't know. Am I allowed to swear?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Maybe it's San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I definitely think it's very fucked up, but you know, you just have
I do feel like I always need to be dieting because I believe there's an immense pressure on women to look attractive in terms of body shape, in which people try to create an objective definition. As a woman,
Have you ever felt like your size giving you an advantage or disadvantage?
For me personally, I feel like my size has definitely given me an advantage. Just because I feel like smaller clothes are more accessible and easier to find, rather than different sizes. And for me, I feel like every time like you go to a store, so like Forever 21, like they always have the small sizes, but then when it comes to like larger sizes, like they only have a small section.
I think for most of my life it's given me like a disadvantage because like I did lose a lot of weight when I got to college, and I guess that does tie back into like diet culture and how like prominent it is now. But yeah, when I was little, I remember like always struggling to find like the perfect size clothing because they didn't have it, or it was like too expensive because it was more like fabric. But yeah, but now like it's kind of different, you know, because like I said I did lose a lot of weight. So yeah, I mean I guess I'm kind of leaning more towards the middle maybe, you know, because like I'm finding myself like starting to wear like different clothes now and like finding more like of like a reach beyond, I guess. So yeah, that's mine.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Yes, I think diet culture definitely does affect us because we want to look good, and there's always kind of like new things popping up to help us, I guess, look the way we think we should. And yeah.
So
this is also Trent. I know he's not a girl, I'm sorry, but he's helping too, so hopefully you can use
So a male perspective on this, I feel like dieting culture hasn't really influenced my life that much, but workout culture for males is kind of like the same thing, and I've definitely felt that. Like, I feel like if I don't work out or I'm not like buff enough or not going to the gym like all the other guys, that like I'm kind of not going to be attractive or not going to be cool. So
Yeah.
that's what
I
got.
also think as well, along with different social media platforms, especially Instagram, because it's mostly pictures on there. Well, only pictures and videos now too. But I think on there's a lot of pictures and things of really thin girls that in the photos or videos are eating a lot of, I guess, like pizza or more unhealthy food, and so there's kind of this weird perspective of like somehow you have to still do that but also be skinny when those don't necessarily correlate in the best way. And so I feel like
Society
there's
is
a large
fake.
pressure to kind of look like that sometimes, and there's a lot of diets pushed and promoted to reach that. So yeah, hopefully that helps
Is there
answer your
anything I can
questions.
do
If
for
you have
you
any
to make
more,
your evening
we have
more
lots of
pleasant
answers
than it
over
already
here.
is?
I've personally never felt the need to diet, mostly because I have seen women in my life go through fad diets and just kind of cycle through all of them and then not yield any successful results or whatever you want to call them. So I just don't really have a lot of faith in them.
Issues putting on weight, having to watch what I eat, having to exercise to keep off weight. And I think those are all definitely advantages in society today. I mean, I don't go out, obviously I have my insecurities, but I don't go out worried about if people are laughing at me because I'm fat. I don't have to deal with people heckling me about what I'm eating, about if I'm consuming too many calories, should you really be eating this? Oh, maybe that's too much. Like, I don't get comments like that from people, and those are I think all of those are.
Just put your paws up, 'cause you were born this way, baby.